Hi guys, Dana here, and I'm going to demonstrate the make right loop, abbreviated as MRL, and the make left loop in the caffeine stitch that I use in caffeine socks, caffeine mitts, caffeine hat, and the caffeine cowl. So here I am working on the caffeine cowl, and I've already done the first 4 rows of knit 3, purl 2. So now I'm on row 5, and I'm ready to make one right, or to make right loop. So what I'm going to do is look at the second stitch on my left needle. I'm going to count down 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to poke my right needle through the center of that 4th stitch down, wrap the yarn around as if to knit, and pull that loop through. And then give it a nice tug so that it's nice and loose. Then I'm going to knit 3, just like the instructions say. And then I'm ready to make the left loop, which is the same as making the right loop. So what we do is we go in through the exact same stitch. So the stitch where the first loop came out of, I'm going to poke my right needle right through that stitch, wrap my working yarn around as if to knit, pull that loop through, maybe loosen it up a little bit so it's not tight, and I'm done. Then I'm going to purl the next 2 stitches as per the pattern, and I'm ready to make the next right loop. So I'm going to MRL again. So I'm looking at the second stitch on my needle. I'm going down 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to poke my right needle right through the center of that 4th stitch, wrap my working yarn around as if to knit, pull that yarn through the hole and give it a little tug so that it's not tight. Then I'm going to knit 3, and then I'm ready to make the left loop, which again is the same as making the right loop. We want the right needle to poke through the same hole that the first loop came out of, wrap the working yarn around as if to knit, and pull that loop through, and then just maybe give it a little tug so it's a bit loose. And purl 2, and I'll do it one more time. So I'm ready to make the right loop. I have my yarn in back as if to knit. So I'm going to the second stitch on my left needle. I'm counting 4 rows down, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to poke my right needle through that stitch, wrap the working yarn as if to knit, and pull the loop through and give it a little tug so it's loose. Then I'm going to knit 3, and now I'm ready to make the left loop. So I'm going to poke my right needle through the same hole, the same stitch where the right loop came from, wrap the yarn around as if to knit, pull that loop through and give it a little tug so it's loose. And that's it. And I'm going to keep doing that all the way around the 240 stitches on this cowl, and then I will come back and show you how to work the loops with the stitches next to them in round 6. Okay, so we've worked round 5 of the caffeine pattern, and we've made all of our right loops and all of our left loops, and we're now on round 6. So when I come to the first loop and knit stitch, I'm going to work them both together through the back loop. So I'm going to knit them together, then I'm going to knit 1, and then when I get to the left loop, the important thing here is that the loop is after the stitch. So you should have loop, stitch, 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 loop. So because my loop is after the stitch, all I'm going to do is knit them together, just like I would normally knit 2 stitches together, and you see I have 2 lovely open loops here. So then I'm going to purl 2, then I'm going to knit 2. Again, see this loop is not quite on the outside, so I'm just going to push it over, and then I'm going to knit 2 together through the back loop, knit 1, and again my loop is on the correct side, but if it weren't, I would pinch the bottom of the loop in the stitch. I would pull the needle out, I would fix it so that the loop is on the outside, swap the loop in the stitch, and then I would put them back. And when they're back the correct way, I simply knit them together. And we have a lovely open loop on our caffeine stitch. If the loop is on the wrong side or is twisted, this lovely little rabbit ear looking part of the stitch will not be open. It'll be closed and twisted. So I'll do this again. My loop is on the outside, which is what I want. So I'm going to knit these two together through the back loop so that I don't twist that lovely loop. Then I knit one, and then again my loop is on the outside. So I just knit them together. And I'll show you one more where we'll pretend that it's not right and I have to swap them out. So we've got knit two together through the back loop, knit one. So what I would do is I would switch them like that, and then I would knit them like normal. And it's a lovely open loop. And that's it. That's the hardest part of working the caffeine stitch, is doing the make right loop and make left loop, and then working the loops together with the stitches. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below, or email me, or drop by the Sockstar Facebook group, or stop by my Ravelry group, or do whatever you need to do to get in touch with me. I will put links below. So thanks very much.